So imagine this. Seattle is one of the fastest growing cities in America. There's a building boom. And transportation is pretty miserable. Rail tracks and streetcar tracks, delivery men, freight people, pedestrians. Could be Seattle today, right? But it's Seattle of the 1890s. People were moving in, they were building a modern city, and people were looking for ways to get around this growing urban area. It was Seattle's first bike boom. By the 1890s, bike technology had made great leaps. We had what we call the safety bike, which is essentially the modern bicycle that we know today. It was relatively lightweight, it had decent tires, it was cheaper than a horse. A bicycle in 1896 probably cost about $30, which is about the third of the price of a horse.
The association with the bicycle in the 1890s is like the cutting edge of technology, and it became a nationwide fad.
By 1900, there were an estimated 10,000 bikes in Seattle. That's in a city of 80,000, 10,000 bikes in Seattle. So people really embraced it. The cyclists went about working with the city engineers to build a series of bike paths. And eventually you could go virtually anywhere in the area. Not everyone liked the fact that bikes were all over the place in early Seattle. There were people who spread tacks and glass on the bike paths in order to pop the tires. Likewise, the cyclists fought back. There's a great incident where members of the local wheelmen's club were riding along the base of Beacon Hill. A farmer on his horse knocked a bunch of them over and rode off laughing, thinking this was great fun. These guys got back on their bikes, they tracked that guy down, they pulled him off his horse and beat the heck out of him. They said his own mother wouldn't have recognized him when they were done.
The bicycle is many things. It's transportation, it's recreation, it's freedom, it's industry, and it's also a cultural fad that has a rise and a fall, and the Golden Age bike boom crashes quite badly.
You can see that the bike craze has tailed off, and in very short order, the first car came to Seattle. People began to look at converting those bike paths to boulevards and making those boulevards compatible for this newfangled thing called the automobile. I'm not a big fan of stretchy costumes and that kind of thing. I want cycling and commuting on bikes and riding bikes to be more like it is in Europe, where people in regular clothes are actually riding bikes. It's not like you have to have a special outfit to get on the bike.